Bum, 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 bum. Going live notification and done. Okay, I think we're live. I think we're good. Think we are Gucci. Close some things up on my phone so I do not get distracted. Meow. Hello, Vesa. How you doing? How are you today? Almost forgot? Wow. Good thing I put a notification. Hello, everyone. Yeah, only 1 hour today. Not a very long stream today. Hi, hi, hello. Eating food? What food are you having? Hello, Sparky. Hello, Yora. How you doing? YouTube ain't letting you type hi. Hello. Seems like it's working. Ham and cheese turkey wrap with chips and apple slices with caramel. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like a really good lunch or dinner or food. I guess you can call it as food. What are chicken nuggets? I don't know. I truly don't know what's actually like inside of a chicken nugget. I have no idea. I think it's what, like pulverized chicken parts, if anything. I would imagine that's what it is. I honestly don't know much about food and what's in them. Other than what I see like Gordon Ramsay make. Could you link it to me, Vesa? And I'll listen to it after. They'd be called golden nuggets. Well, they come from like golden arches. Place that has golden arches, so like it's not that far off. Not too far off. Okay. I think I got everything downloaded right now. From that. So yeah, today we can talk about whatever you guys want. Anything and everything you guys want. It's up to you guys. It's a chill kind of day. Hello, Pip Girl. Hello, Semi. How's everybody doing? Sound a little tired or sick? Just stuff. That's all it is. I'm just feeling blah today. That's all. That's why we're doing a short 1 hour stream. Because I'm very blah. I hope it gets better too. We'll see. We'll see what happens. One day at a time. Today is a very blah day. It's very blah, blah, blah. Thank you for linking that to me, Vesta. I appreciate that. What was everybody up to the past weekend? Did you guys get anything productive done? Hopefully you guys did. Drew a bunch of nonsense. Fair enough, fair enough. Was that your Sessio picture on Twitter, Semi? Or was that commissioned? I scrolled by and saw it real quick. I wasn't too sure if you drew that or not. I've been struggling working hard on my character reference sheet for how I want my model to look, PNG VTuber. I'm making a great detailed ref sheet. You got me thinking about that one, Enchanted. For how you want your, like... You guys gotta be a little bit careful on how extensive the reference sheet is, though. Because, like, if you're paying an artist a few $100s to do a reference sheet, then... yeah, sure, you want to make it as detailed as possible, but if you're paying somebody like $50, they probably won't go as detailed as what you have in your reference sheet. So, just make sure you guys are just, like, not going too crazy with that. Oh, you drew. That's really good. Really good drawing. Holy crap. Preparing for an exhibit in local anime convention next week. Very nice. Very nice. Are you cosplaying? Or are you just going just as a regular person? What do you guys do for your conventions? No, I don't think you should spend $750 for a reference sheet. I don't know. I saw a post on Twitter this past weekend. Was it on the weekend or something? I can't remember. Something about artists making, like, art more affordable or something. See if I could find it really quick. There was a lot of people actually, like, really mad about the post. But I feel like they weren't understanding where the poster was coming from. Oh, Alex, long time no see. Ooh. Yeah, the clipper that says models should be cheaper. I don't necessarily disagree with that, though. Like, I think a lot of people took it way differently than they probably... Well, like, I know the artists took it a certain way, but the artists really weren't seeing it from, like, an average Joe point of view. If that makes sense. Well, it's not about supply and demand, though. Like, I'm trying to find that tweet, but my Twitter is just, like, completely full of just people every hour talking. I think it was more, no, I think they were, I don't know. That's the problem. Like, I don't know if they were talking about 2D or 3D. I think they were talking about VTuber models in general. But, like, there's a lot of different artists out there, and hello Starlight, and hello everybody that just arrived. There's a lot of people out there that are like you should always first of all charge what you think is what you are worth. Oh, they may have deleted it since they deleted their YouTube channel. Oh, I hate that. I hate people get, like, canceled over, like, takes. Everybody should be able to have a take on things, and I don't necessarily disagree, but like, okay. So let's just talk about it real quick. Model should be cheaper. I think that's what they said. It's not. I don't know. I just don't believe it was a bad take. I really don't. So, or wait. People should charge less, and they would make more money making models. I think that's what they said. Right there. Now, like right off the bat, always charge what you think your stuff is worth. Right? I always believe that. I always believe that. You should always charge what you feel is worth. But, and this is a massive but that I need to like, I'm probably going to die on the hill with this one. This should be for custom 3D and 2D models. Okay. You want to charge 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 100%. Like, dude, I totally support you. Right? Jericho, long time no see. Holy crap. Like, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while. You should always charge what you think your stuff is worth. But, and this is the huge but going around right now. There are people who are charging hundreds, sometimes thousands. I'm gonna just add 4 things there because I can't really spell thousands right now. My mind is, I'll be honest with you guys, my mind's somewhere like off in the distance right now, thinking. So I'm doing my best. I really am. But there are people charging hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars for a 3D Vroid model that is all made of preset or already made assets from a website. Right? I think this is ludicrous. I don't think you should be charging hundreds or thousands of dollars for a whole bunch of pre-made assets that somebody else made. I think the problem is there's people, specifically artists, that are complaining about, you know, oh, well, I put in time and effort assembling the model. Like, it's, I don't know, it just, yeah, they don't know about Fiverr 2D model creators. No, absolutely not. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. Now, the thing is, you gotta, like, it's really up to the person buying to, what's the word, shop around. I think the original OP for this particular phrase, and I know I didn't get 100% right, I think their original post was more out of frustration that it's hard for them to find people that charge less, because like if you search Twitter, you could always find people that charge thousands of dollars, but you can hardly find people that charge less, that charge like, and there were some people in the replies that want a super noob basic model with nothing on it. I think that was the more of the concern, is there's not enough people out there. Were they a Clipper though? Like I gotta find the original account. I think they're like one of those VTuber support accounts, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter if they're just a Clipper or something. I think their point is valid. There's a lot more access for the people that charge thousands of dollars than there is access for new people in the VTubing industry. Right? I know you guys are saying supply and demand, and I'm not shitting on your guys' prices and what you charge on whatever models you want to charge on, but like, let's be honest here. There isn't a lot of affordable entry-level models out there. There really isn't. You're right. There is tons of free resources. There is tons. There's nothing but like a lot of free resources out there. But again, when you come from somebody that isn't artsy, isn't or doesn't have the time or whatever, right? There's a lot of reasoning on why people, you know, don't make their own free model, right? There's tons of different reasons. Doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a like an affordable option, right? It's just like buying a new car. Imagine if there was only expensive cars out there, and you couldn't even buy like a used car or a super cheap low-end car. The only option was expensive cars. And then people were coming to you and saying, well, you got the bus. Well, sure, the bus doesn't run at 1 a.m. though, when I need to go to work or something. Or wants to dip their toes into VTubing or something. Right? Yeah. Right? So there's I think their point was very valid. It's just there isn't a lot of cheaper options out there. And I think everybody, whether they're a new VTuber, old VTuber, like, they should be able to stay within whatever budget they can. Right? Me, myself, and I. This model here, less, well, it was like 120 bucks. I'm not going to go out and spend thousands of dollars, especially on a YouTube channel that I'm growing slowly. Right? It's crazy. But isn't super cheap / low relative to the average prices of the product? Like, super cheap is still expensive by a lot of standards. But you guys aren't really considering about the rest of the world too, though. Right? Remember, VTubing is not just like a North American thing. Think about everywhere, chat. Just like, honestly, think about it. And that's why PNG tubers have been getting more and more popular, because they are the cheaper option now. But like, you go to Indonesia, the Philippines, people, countries that don't make as much as we do, right? Or like, let's be honest here. Most of Canada and the United States is pretty well low income. I think if like, and this is the crazy thing, but like, somebody was mentioning it earlier. I saw like avatar makers getting flack for like making cheap avatars on Fiverr. 100% custom avatars that they made on their own. Less than a few $100, and they were getting flack for it. Because they're cutting the market, but again, that's what they think it's worth. It can be affordable if you know where to look. Yeah. No, it totally could be affordable if you know where to look. But the thing is, where do you look? Other than Twitter, other than Fiverr, where do you look? Where do you find the people that charge less, that charge in your budget? And again, I'm not saying top of the notch model. I'm not saying high end stuff. I'm talking less than $100. But who do you ask? You can't ask Twitter. You legitimately cannot ask Twitter. Right? VTuber Twitter is literally... No, this is not me lining up to be like, Senpai. No. But you can't ask Twitter because Twitter tells you you need to have a very expensive model to be successful. So you can't ask Twitter. Who do you go to? Right? You don't know I exist. You don't know Sapphire exists. Right? Where do you go? It's just like, yeah, the Ghostbusters ain't going to be helping us, but like, there isn't, I don't know. Google's where you go. So if we pull up Google, we go google.ca, cheap VTuber models. Fiverr's the first one that shows up. So let's bring that one up. Etsy's another one, which is interesting. VTuber.gg, I've never heard of that. Sketchfab? I never heard of Sketchfab doing something like that. Okay. Well, I don't want to... 335. 134 is pretty good. Draw and rigging model live 2D for 134. That's like a really good deal. 201, 161. So I guess Fiverr is like the only place you could really go without... And I think, honestly, I think Fiverr is just as risky as maybe ordering on Twitter. VTuber Senpai videos? No, okay, interesting. Well, scams are going to be everywhere. Etsy is pre-made models, I think. Live 2D, that's already rigged. So I think this one's already made. Yeah, that one's already made. So you're not going to get a lot of customization here. Prices are all over the place. Fiverr is super risky, but so is Twitter, though. Right? Fiverr, okay. People saying that Fiverr is super risky. Right? Fiverr is the middleman. Right? If you discover your model was stolen 6 months down the road, Fiverr will refund you. Right? You do it on Twitter. And honestly, like, I think there are very few people that actually do this. Starlight is one of them. I commissioned somebody on the weekend. I don't remember their current user tag. I can't remember for the life of me right now. But Starlight's one of them that sends an invoice. But other people on Twitter, they just say, PayPal family me this. Right? If you do the PayPal family thing, you're not getting that money back ever. It's especially if they screwed you around. Indonesian here, and personally, I think our artist here is fairly cheap, but I don't really, but they don't really market themselves that well. They can be mostly found on Facebook groups. Okay, interesting. Facebook groups. I never considered Facebook groups. I honestly never considered that one, so that's a good one. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, I don't think this is 100% invalid. I think what they say is a point. But the problem is, like, Twitter is basically full of VTuber elitists that a lot of them haven't even streamed before, who've been in debut for over a year. And artists, I'm not shitting on you guys. Please don't think I'm doing that or anything. I always feel you guys should always charge what you feel is your worth, but it's crazy on how unsupportive communities are. Surprised me as well. I expect them to show their own stuff on Twitter, but mostly update their Twitter merch. Okay, fair enough. But artists are always getting crap when it comes to any type of price discussions. So what crap do you guys like? And again, this is me that is not an artist. So I'm just here talking with you guys, trying to understand. So please understand that first. What crap do you guys get for prices? Like for me, if I was somebody that was an artist and somebody's like, oh, well, you can make that cheaper, I'd just go tell them to, like, go play with themselves. Personally, that's me, right? Hell, I've been doing it in the YouTube comments of people that have been annoying me and asking me to make them an avatar, and I'm telling them, sorry, I don't do that kind of thing, go away. But like, what stuff do you guys get? What's your end of the spectrum? I'm genuinely curious. Based on my experience, and those artists I know, if you aren't famous, people think you can whip up something, put no effort into what I do. Fair enough. Okay. I think if you go too cheap, people try and, oh yeah, okay, yeah, pay for exposure. Yeah. No, I've heard of that one. Oh my God, I've heard of that one. I've absolutely heard of that one. But I'm trying to think. Mid-level, but if I do commissions, I charge 50 minimum. But I've given flack for that. Well, okay. You can't go too cheap. First of all. Again, you have to go with what you feel you're worth, what your time's worth. Right? That's always the must. Always the must, bare minimum. But I'm trying to think of it from like different angles here. I'm really trying to think of this from different angles. I'm like, want something Coop's willing to pay $10. Yeah. No. If you go too cheap, you always get those people that want everything for nothing. Like, everything for nothing, and you guys should never, ever, oh my God, you should never do that. So charging more would actually get a lot of people, like, that are the cheapos away. But is there things that artists can do? And again, this is me just spitballing, me just absolutely curious. I don't know. But is there things that artists can do to prevent those cheapos from coming around? Like, help them avoid like even like start the conversation with you. Oh, I could get this for cheaper. I could make this for cheaper. Blah 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 blah. Like a disclaimer, like in the beginning, saying these are my prices. There is no negotiating. There's always assholes who will beg and harass for free art. Yeah, well, and I think I don't know. Like I would feel like that's at every stage though. Have a TOS that scares them into understanding how serious you are. So Starlight, like, do you get a lot of like people coming around like demanding stuff for like way cheaper than what you're charging? Do idiots read TOS? If somebody's serious enough to hire you, I think they would hire. I think they would read the TOS. Like I know I read Starlight's TOS before I ordered. And if they don't read the TOS, I wouldn't even. I don't know. I would ask them before I even like accept it. Yeah, and then you could be like, go away. The sketches still take effort. Oh, for sure. Yeah. But what like a 25% non-refundable deposit cover the sketch? Say, for example, something doesn't work out or whatever. Once you hit a higher average with more experience and more in-depth TOS, you get people trying. You get less people trying to take advantage of you. Okay. Feel bad for being rude to people and feel like you give them it's a block. Yeah, I agree with you. So the 25% is to cover that. That's fair. And that's why I like artists that do like 25%, 50%, right? If it doesn't work out, then you can just not continue. Does it have more risk of people running away? I think it would, I don't know, like, I think it would have less risk, to be honest. But again, I'm not an artist. I have no idea. So I'm trying to educate myself on this one. But like for me, I like to hire people that either there's a middleman like Fiverr, or there is like a certain percentage up front. Like I'm okay with paying 50% up front, because I've had it in the past where artists just like they vanish, right? Or they don't do the job, or it takes them 6 months to do the job, or whatever, right? So at the very least, for me, myself, and I know that I'm not 100% out of the funds. I'm only 50% out of the funds. Hey, Annie. Because I think it has to be like protected on both sides. I think both sides need to be protected. Again, that's just me and like my train of thought. But like artists, I would love to know from you guys, right? Unless they have a proven reputation. PayPal fees. I will pay half of that total. Okay. Vesta, we're just going to do that Friday. Honestly, like today, I'm just so blah. I don't want to do anything too in depth today, because like honestly, like I said in the beginning of the stream, my mind's literally all over the place, and if I talk about it, I want to do a good job talking about it. So, a progress-based payment schedule will protect both artists and customers. Yeah. Okay. No. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Just remember, like, I'm always trying to educate myself. So when I talk about this stuff in the future, I want to have the best knowledge of possible, not just from one side of the spectrum, but like both sides, right? So I'm coming at it from the customer side. I want to know it from your guys' side as well, right? I can tell you guys how I feel as a customer, but I don't know how you guys feel as the artist. So, and then if both of us can come together, then we can make some sort of common ground. You guys can get a better understanding, a better idea from me, right? Because I'm coming to you guys in a rational, not blah 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 blah, I hate you, your art is crap, like mentality or vibe like you mostly get on Twitter. And you guys come in calm and collected as well, because, well, like honestly, this is more of a safe space for us to talk things out and properly talk things out, to have a discussion. Skip artists I really want to commission. Before I saw the prices, I was like, okay, never mind. Yeah, no, I felt the same way, Vessa. I felt the same way. I definitely felt the same way. I don't like doing commissions because I've been burned before, but I get where people are coming from when it comes to pricing. Yeah. There's also the matter of commercial use fees, rights, transfer fees. The latter would be very expensive. Yeah. Yeah, those things can get really, like, expensive. Don't call for a safe space. Okay. An area for open, various opinions. Yeah, sure. Speaking of commercial fees, how does that work? So typically, I can't even really say typically, because commercial fees that I've seen have been all over the board. There isn't really a good rule of thumb. Like, there's what artists say that they should charge for commercial fees to, like, each other. But again, coming from, like, the customer side of things, it's just, sometimes it could get a little bit crazy. So, like, commercial fees wise, like, if you go to, and we're gonna use like Fiverr for the example again, because it's my most experience, right? So we'll just use Fiverr here. So commercial fees on Fiverr, I've seen in the range of like $10 to $200. And this is 100% dependent on how much you spend. But usually commercial fees on Fiverr is around 10% of the actual art. Right? Somebody just mentioned it. This is what I really like. This is oh, we're just covering like all of it. We're not talking about but just specifically VTuber models, but everything. But somebody already mentioned it, but like so we'll call them indies, right? I've seen indies, well, we'll say that indies 1. I've seen indies include it into the VTube model / art price, because a lot of them already know right off the bat it's going to be used for commercial use, so they just include it in the price. There's no beating around the bush. There's no extra calculations that the customer themselves have to make. It's just right all there and just done. And then the person that owns the art now, or whatever, that has commercial fees for the art, they could do whatever the hell they want down the road with it and not worry about anything legally happening afterwards. And then there's indies too. And by the way, I'm a fan of these two right here. But indies too, which I'm a little bit 50-50 on. I'm not too sure how I should spiel on this one, but add commercial fee on top of the art, which is like the same thing you do here on Fiverr, but sometimes they do 2 times to 3 times the cost of commissioning the piece. So we're going to do like an example. If the art was $50 to commission, then they would charge you an additional $150 on top of that, with a grand total of $200 for everything said and done. Right? Well, it's not just merch though. You can't. No. When you guys, okay, I'm gonna give you guys a crash course. Commercial fees, and this is what I've seen personally across the spectrum. Covers merch. Okay. Twitch panels that link to a PayPal or something is also considered commercial use because it's making you money. So you guys got to think about that. Right? You guys, like, anything that could potentially make you money is commercial use. Even donations on Twitch, they will consider that commercial use. But merch, Twitch panels, I've seen people talk about offline screens with affiliate links, right? So like there is so many different things on the spectrum that that have commercial fees in them, or could. I think it should be a multiplier, not just on top of the base. So you're saying 150 for like the art of like of everything? So if I'm understanding Starlight right, it should just be this instead of this plus this. And hello everybody that just joined. How you doing? How much for commercial fees usually? Instead of base plus base times 3, it should be base times 3 in my opinion. Sure. Yeah, I would be more inclined for this. I'd be way more inclined for this. It saves me $50. I'd be okay with this. How much for commercial fees usually? So it depends where you get the items from, Pip Girl. Right? Usually, if you get it from Fiverr, I think the commercial fees, truthfully, on Fiverr are going to be way less than anywhere else. But realistically, I don't know, because okay, this is just me coming from like a businessman perspective. So artists, please don't take any offense to this. Like, please don't. Like, please don't. Me personally, what I look out for, me, and this is just, I'm literally just like talking for me, myself, and I, but I'm willing to spend max 50% of the art that I commission price. So if the art was, let's use easy numbers here. If it was $100, I'm willing to pay an additional $50 on top of that to make it $150. I think that's reasonable, right? I think that's reasonable. Like if it's a model, it might be 100%, right? So again, we'll use simple numbers, like very simple numbers here. So if the model costs $100, then it might be an additional $100 for an equal of 200, right? And please, this is like, this is just my opinion. Please, like, this is just my opinion, right? But again, it depends. It really depends. And I think it should depend on the artist, on the art as well. Like art, let's be honest, is 100% subjective. Some people will like your art style. Some people will think it's absolute poo-poo, right? Art is 100% subjective. But there are some artists out there that are very new, very, very new at drawing. Their art isn't up to snuff to like somebody that's making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 VTuber models. I don't, again, this is just me. I feel those particular artists shouldn't be like paying or charging 2 to 3 times for commercial. Maybe 10%, just to start themselves off, right? Build themselves a name, build themselves a rep. I think of this like kind of like if you hire a mechanic, right? If you hire a brand new mechanic, that brand new mechanic that doesn't really know a whole lot about cars just yet shouldn't be charging the same amount as a mechanic that's working on Lamborghinis. Consider it as an investment? Oh my god, never. There is so much stuff we went over it in the past, but there's so much stuff that I spend money on thinking it was an investment. An investment is something that makes you money or brings you money in eventually, right? I've spent thousands of dollars on items that I thought was an investment that has brought me $0.00 that I don't even use today. There are some things like your VTubing model is 100% an investment. Commissioned art is an investment for a short period of time. Beanie Babies is not an investment. That stuff was actually like gone. So VTubing wise, what was the question? VTubing wise, what's commercial? Okay. So your model right off the bat is 100% commercial use. Right? If you get a donation / tip, it should be tip, never donation. A tip, if you get sponsorship, if you get any money of any kind, that is considered commercial use. If you are making money off it in any way, shape, or form, that's commercial use. Your banners. Don't invest. Well, you actually, a model value could go up quite a bit. It could. If Snuffy sold what, like, say if Snuffy retired tomorrow. I don't know why I'm using Snuffy, but I'm going to use Snuffy. If Snuffy retired tomorrow and then sold one of her older models, she could probably make money off it. But your banners on Twitch, again, if they are donations / tip, again, should be always tip, that particular banner is considered commercial use. Annie mentioned another one, YouTube thumbnails. Because you make money off YouTube, well, I'm assuming you're going to, or eventually will. If you don't make money off YouTube yet, then I wouldn't worry about it as much. But as soon as you hit partnership on YouTube, it's commercial use. Believe it or not, you guys won't believe this. Some of you guys will disagree until I explain it. Emotes could be considered commercial use. There is a reason for that, though. And there is one of two reasons. So let's go with reason one first. Sometimes people will be like, well, actually, let's be honest. Gifting a YouTube sub or Twitch sub to someone else so they can use the emotes. Right? Exactly. Annie said it. You pay to use them. So not even gifting. I was only thinking of gifting, but you pay to use the emotes. Right? So that's the first reason. Reason two, which a lot of people don't consider or think about, and a lot of people use their emotes on their merch. Right? Crazy, hey? Crazy. Okay, but what else? Is there anything else that could be considered commercial use that you guys could think of? Yeah, music. If you get your own custom-made music, yeah, that's commercial use. Usually with music, though, it works very differently. Because if you commission somebody to make music, typically music artists will always make you and this is just from my experience with Senpai's Lo-Fi, but they'll make you 100% the owner of the music as soon as they're done producing it. So you hire a producer to produce the music, and then once they're done producing the music, you are the sole owner of said music. If I understand correctly, most of VTuber related commissions are commercial. Yeah. Then would it be better for artists just include a commercial fee by default? I think so, yeah. Anything brand related, if your brand makes money, yes. So, yeah. Anything you guys get commissioned really is commercial use. And that's why you guys got to shop and look around and see what fits your budget. Again, if you guys can afford a more expensive artist, you won't miss the money. And honestly, like if you can be without $5,000 and hire an artist to make you a $5,000 model, then okay, great, go for it. If you can't, shop around, get everything on the cheap. So like, I'm gonna be like upfront with you guys about something. So I debuted this 2D model, what, May or something like that? I want to say something like that. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter when. It was a while ago, okay? And somebody mentioned to me that they were kind of disappointed that my model wasn't more expensive, right? Wasn't more higher end. And there's a reason for that. No. It's okay. It's okay to think. But one, right? My YouTube doesn't make that much, right? On average, maybe, and this is me not bragging, right? I'm not bragging, but let's say $1,500 a year, right? If I spend $1,500 on a YouTube on a 2D model, that's less money that I could put into a new 3D model, which I really want. Less money that I could hire people from the community to make me art. That's less than, that's, you know, like money I can't use to make things better on the stream, right? Two, teaches you guys that you don't need something expensive to get somewhere. Like, if I spend $1,500 on a fancy 2D model, I'm not really teaching you guys anything then. Oh, Senpai got successful, now he's going to buy an expensive model. No, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to... No, because I have slightly more success than I did last year, I'm not going to make... No. That's going backwards, and I'm not going to go backwards. So I spent $120, whatever I spent on this particular model. And I'm showing you guys that it's doable with this price range. 100% doable. And honestly, my 2D model compared to a lot of 2D models out there is pretty damn good. Yeah, I wish I put glasses on this model. I really do. Yeah, so there were people that didn't like the 2D model at first. I didn't like the 2D model at first. Hey, I'm with you. But everything I do is something I try to teach you guys as a lesson. I try to do everything for a reason. Go for it, Sammy. Go for it. So yeah, chat, just spend within your means, right? Some of you guys were here 6 or 8 months ago, whenever I went on that rant and I showed you guys on how much, like, I did the breakdown of how much I spent on Twitch before I was here on YouTube, and it was like something like $1,500. $1,500 on stuff I don't use today. $1,500 that's never going to come back. Make your purchases wisely. If you're wiser on the money you spend, your money will, one, go a lot further, and two, you'll be more conscious on all the decisions, not just with financials, but all the decisions you make in life. So yeah, that's my TED Talk. But I'm glad we got to have a full-on chat today. I'm really happy we got to. Really happy. But yeah, chat, I'm going to call the stream there for tonight. Super sorry for making it super short. It's just one of those things I gotta do. My voice is far from parched. I'm just in a mood. That's all. So, thank you all for coming out. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and all my social medias. Links are in the description down below. And I really hope you guys make something this week. I want to see it on Friday, whatever you guys create. So make sure you guys just do whatever you can, right? Whether it's just a thumbnail or you do a stream, something. I want to see it. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. See you all Friday. Love you all. Goodbye.